read a lot about it. I really have experienced it. I really have done everything I'm talking about, and not just once, not just from time to time, but practically daily. And now I have been doing this for at least 5 years. So I think it's important to share this with you, and that's how to go in alpha and what to do with it. Why would I even go in alpha? I hear you think. So I will talk about how to come up with at least one possibility as a solution to an apparently impossible problem. Why alpha, this brainwave, is your friend for other reasons as well. Why is it good anyway? And how to use it, and some troubleshooting. What if it doesn't really work? What should I do? What can I tweak? And what are the alternatives? Mihály Csíkszentmihályi, he talked about going in a state of flow. I set up my own language school and I called it English in the Flow for this reason, because being in the flow allows you to learn to just not be distracted and be focused. That is very, very similar to going into alpha, which is a brain wave. You don't need to look for it. You go into alpha several times a day and you don't even realize it, maybe. So when is it that you naturally go into alpha? Well, when you wake up. That moment when you think, I should write down my dream, or where am I again? Oh yes, planet Earth. Okay. So you're coming out of your theta, your sleep, and you're going into alpha. And then you're going into bed. I invite you really to use this time and to be more present with this brainwave, to exercise yourself, to not only intentionally go there, but to stay there. It's not some magic. It's not something I made up or for the believers. Absolutely not. You go into alpha when you're doing a task that you really are so into. You're in the flow. And I would like you to make a habit out of your going into alpha. Actually, to download from the galaxy of our intuition, like this highway of ideas, of all possibilities out there, to download what we need right now. And that is a solution to our problem. What have I done to find my solutions to the problems we all have, I suppose? And everybody has also those like life lessons to learn and things that keep coming back. Well, I just acknowledged that I was not doing something to help my situation. I acknowledged that I needed a better solution. And asking for help didn't help, because actually I wanted to solve it myself. And in the end, we all have to do that. You can get some help, but we have to solve at the root cause our problems, right? So I set myself up for success, and I said, okay, I'm trying this out, and 3 times a day for 5 to 10 minutes, or 10 to 15 minutes, whatever is possible for you. You close your eyes, seated. You don't need to lay down. You can do this in your car, in the restroom, at your desk, and you just make sure you have probably these 10 minutes to yourself, and that you don't need to drive or anything, and you just close your eyes. And then you just try to relax your body a little bit. You don't need to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Just be in that state that normally would be there before you fall into sleep. So you can then notice that your breath is slowing down and you feel a little bit more calm. You don't need to be so alert, right? Now, at that point, you just ask the question, the $1 million question. What is the solution to my problem? And for some, they will hear a lot of things. Or for some, it will be like, yeah, duh, I know what the solution is, but this is not possible. That's the whole point of doing this exercise. Or you get nothing. Okay, that's totally fine. And the important thing is that you open yourself up and you say, hey, look, I'm here. I'm just downloading the information. Please give me some feedback, because I'm asking for a solution. You can compare this to knowing that probably you are going to hit rock bottom, and you're so focused on not hitting rock bottom that all of a sudden you see so many other options of how the story should end. and continue and go and be successful. So on the contrary, it's when they tell you, be careful, don't do this, be careful that this does not happen. And you are so fearful that you only see this iceberg you're going to crash on. And guess what's going to happen? And we forget that the probability with which this probably is going to happen is destiny, is science. The probability is probably also something that we expect, and self-fulfilling prophecy. But that besides probability, there is a universe of possibilities. And it's not easy to turn this Titanic the other way around towards the possibility that we envision. But once you envision it, you can do that. You can absolutely do that, as long as you keep your focus on the better option. It's pure intention and also envisioning. So going into alpha is finding those new visions. Who are you talking to? You're just talking to your higher self, to life, to the force you believe in. So that was step number one. You just you close your eyes and you ask the question. And let's say you get some options. Well, maybe you get one option, a suggestion, an image of something, a name. Even if you're not sure what this means or what it should lead to, please, 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 step number two, take action. As soon as your 10 minutes are over, you do what you envisioned. Is this to make a phone call, or is this maybe to do some calculations, or to get some information, to find something out, and to research an option that seems also impossible, that you really neglected? That's very important. And this sets into motion a new pathway. This sets into motion a new lane, a new track for this impossible situation you're in. So you also get more creativity from that. You get a better health, a better sleep. So overall, this improves your brain functioning. So what do we do if we don't hear anything? Or we don't see anything? Our intuition is not responding as we wish it would. What would we do in that case? Well, troubleshooting. You can maybe take a little step back and start writing. This is also a type of meditation. You just journal in the morning a few pages, just like, for example, Julia Cameron talks about, and this will help clear out the fear, detach you a little bit from the ego that says, there is no solution. Don't believe the lady. Don't do that. Just stick here and cry, roll over and die. Or what it also does is it starts this little engine inside of us, this little fire of creativity. So you will see that after a few weeks, you will get solutions. And when you then add the technique of closing your eyes and going into alpha, you will notice that it's much easier, because you don't have all that naysaying from yourself, all that inner critique that is blocking you, and that doesn't allow you to relax. And your Titanic is hitting the iceberg, and you just are focused on doing that. And these levels of cortisol do not allow you to think, to create, to find solutions, or even to see the solutions. And that's what we are doing when you go into alpha. So you close your eyes, you start breathing slowly, and you ask for a solution. If that solution doesn't come up immediately, you will get aha moments. You will get synchronicities during the rest of your day. So if the answer doesn't come up in that time span of 10 minutes, let's say, on average, you are planting a seed. You are creating some space to receive the solution, even if it's not right there and then. And then, please, I repeat, act upon it. A small action. You don't need to solve the whole thing. Just act upon it, because this tells your subconscious mind, hey, we're not going there. we are not hitting the iceberg. We are going to another side of it. So I need your attention, and we're moving out of this doom disaster scenario. Okay, this action takes your control back over the situation and rewrites the fast lane to hitting the iceberg, to stick to this example now. Okay, and I just mean the probability of your problem is probably something that you don't see how in the world you will get out of it, but it is possible. You need your intuition, and your intuition is your subconscious mind that has access to all the other options out there. Troubleshooting could also be walking. Go outside and walk. If closing your eyes doesn't help, move your body, get some oxygen, be in touch with nature. You don't have a dog, you go anyway. And you just walk 50 minutes, 20 minutes, and you just be in nature. And you think, okay, I'm in nature, I'm safe. I have decided that this is not going astray, and I am going to solve it one way or the other. And you shift the vibration, you shift the energy. When you then go into alpha, it will be much more easy because you're grounded. Okay. The third solution is very similar, is to move your body. You just do something with your hands. Okay. So this can be very physical or very like craftsmanship like, and you are in that state. And this will also help. And you will say, I don't have the time. I have here a problem. I have to solve my problem. And I'm telling you, yes. And you won't solve it if you don't create space for a solution to come in. So if you stay in that vibration, you're going very fast to the negative outcome. Instead, if you reculer, they say in French, when you just slow down a little bit and you take a step back and you just ask yourself a few minutes to think straight, to just not think and to let it open and to trust on your intuition, because it has a lot of more options. Your intuition sometimes knows things that you don't know how you know it, right? Your intuition is the shortcut to the solution. And this shortcut needs a voice, needs some space, needs to be downloaded. And that's what I'm telling you. Go into alpha, download the solution, and then act upon it. When it's very urgent, when you really have this major problem and you urgently need a solution, then you do this practice 3 times a day. You go into alpha, and so you can do this when you wake up because you already are in alpha, and you just stay a little longer. You can do this at lunch and then before you go to sleep. So it won't take a lot of your time, and it will open up a universe of other possibilities to pick from. Maybe you get more than one solution. I learned about the alpha technique through many readings, through many books. One of them is, of course, José da Silva and Laura da Silva. Actually, I did those after I did the technique, and it solved a few of my issues. So when I wanted to learn more about it, I approached the technique even more, because it was like, whoa, this is working. And actually, when you meditate, you go into alpha. When you do the dishes, you go into alpha. And when you're under the shower, you get the best ideas in the world, right? So going into alpha is intentionally going there, working with it, and getting the most out of it in the shortest amount of time. I wish you all the best and good luck with it.